Hello and welcome to another little look at the NuclearCraft mod. I'm having a look through version 0.0.0.8, but I haven't actually made one of these videos for quite a long time, and I'm actually playing on the version 1.1.1.2, so this version actually came out a very long time ago, but I'm going to go through the things that were added in this update. You'll see a few things that probably weren't even in this version along the way, which won't be explained, but don't worry, I'll get to those videos in the future, and that will probably happen for the next couple as well, because I'm going to be just showing off all the new stuff in this version. So this is version 0.0.0.8. This has a couple of fixes, like the mod name changed. It was called Nuclear Relativistics, which was just hard to say. It's changed to NuclearCraft. It's a better name, really, I think. And there was a few recipe tweaks, a few bug fixes, but I'm basically going to get straight to all of the, well, basically all of the actual additional stuff that was added in the mod. I've got a few things set up. So the first thing that was added, which was pretty crucial to the mod, was what is known as the Nuclear Workspace back when it was first added, but it was first called the Heavy, well now it's called the Heavy Duty Workspace. First of all, you need to make yourself some basic plating, just some coal dust and some lead. You put that along the top. Well, first of all, actually, you need to also make quite a crucial material in NuclearCraft. It's called tough alloy. It's called tough alloy, and this recipe, as you can see, is actually quite annoying. The recipe has changed multiple times, and now it's probably changed for the last time. This is not the final recipe. In the next version, which is going to be 0.0.1.3, the recipe is going to change again. But this is basically what the recipe was back then, and is in this version, the sort of latest public one. And you get yourself some tough alloy ingots, and tough alloy ingots are used in a lot of recipes in NuclearCraft. So basically, you want to make yourself a heavy-duty workspace. So then you've got one of these, and you can plot that down, and it works just like a crafting table, except that it's a 4x4 crafting table. So it's got 4 slots, as you can see. Heavy-duty workspace. It's a 4x4 crafting table, so it's pretty simple. You can make blocks of tough alloy ingots, tough alloy blocks, and you can also craft them back into the ingot form. Now basically tough alloy is basically a really powerful, strong material. What you can do is you can make armor out of it, but the armor recipes are a little bit different. So first of all, the helmet shape has now changed. It's now this. So it's a bigger helmet. Tough alloy helmet. The chest plate is also more expensive. There it is. The leggings are this, and the boots are this. So it does overall cost a lot more tough alloy to make the armor pieces, but they actually are slightly better than diamond at protecting you against mobs and damage. But they're not very enchantable. The enchant level is about the same as wood, so they're definitely not as enchantable as diamond, but they just generally have a better protection level than diamond. So you can save your diamonds for all the other recipes that usually appear in mods nowadays. You can also make some tools, as you can see up here. First of all, you can make a pickaxe. The recipe for a pickaxe is as follows. Tough alloy pickaxe, shovel, an axe, oops, a hoe, a sword, and now we've got all the basic 5 tools. Now, these used to be in the game. These 4 here. The hoe was added a bit later, and then once the hoe was added, I also changed the recipe of what was originally called the paxel. So the paxel used to be called what is now called the spaxelo used to be called the paxel. It's called the spaxelo now because it has a sword in it. But this is the new recipe for the tough alloy spaxelo. It used to just be called the tough alloy paxel, and the recipe just used to be this. But now the paxel can also hoe the ground and also does a lot of damage, as you can see there. So it does 16 attack damage. The durability is very, very high, a lot higher than diamond tools. So again, you probably want to use this instead of diamond if you have this mod installed. So yeah, it's just a very powerful, omni-use weapon and tool. It can mine the ground very, very quickly. If we go over here quickly, we can see that it does till the land, make farmland. It can chop down trees. So it can basically just do all the things that all the tools involved in its crafting do. So yeah, that's pretty much the paxel. Other things that were added were these 2 mobs here. This one is in the world by default. It's called the Nuclear Monster. Now the sound effects for this weren't added until the latest version. It's not even publicly released yet. Oh, I need to go into easy mode here. But here it is. The sounds are not playing because I've got them disabled, but I guess that's a good thing because they're not publicly released yet. And you can see that they sort of are very quick. They're a bit buggy in this version. I fixed them in the latest one. They move extremely quickly, as you're about to see once I go into survival mode. This has been fixed and they move less quickly now, but as soon as I go into survival mode, they're going to move very, very quickly and start being a bit glitchy, really. But as you can see, the Paxel took it down, and it has roughly 30 health, so about 1.5 times that of a zombie, about double that of a spider. Then you've also got disabled by default Pull. A Pull is basically just some guy that I know in real life. Pull is just a really good guy, and he will just walk around, and there he is. He's great. That's his actual face there, and Pull is fantastic. Look at him. He's great. He will actually kill mobs for you, so if I go back into creative and I get maybe some spiders, he will just own the spiders because that's what he does. It's Pull. Helps you out in any situation. He is very, very powerful. He spawns very, very rarely at night in the wild. So he can be very useful when there's a lot of mobs. He can just go around. You'll sometimes see Pull fighting other mobs. And yeah, he's very good. And he can also be drawn by a Domino's special. Maybe you guys know where the Domino's is. Probably do. And he will be drawn by the Domino's towards you, so you can sort of bring him back to your house and have him as sort of like an iron golem, and let him defend you against the attacks of enemies. So that's what Pull does. He is disabled by default, but you can enable him in the configs. So yeah, there we go. CEO of Cellpath Limited. Great guy. So that's Pull. The next thing that was added was that Graphite Blocks, which are used in the fission reactor, can be used to as a fuel. So you can just use it as a fuel. It has the same fuel length time as a coal block because it's made of 9 coal effectively. So it can power 40 crusher operations or 80 furnace operations. So there we go. That's that. And that is pretty much about it in this version 0.0.8. Hope you guys enjoyed. Next we're going into 0.0.0.9, and there's actually quite a lot of stuff in that. The reactors were changed totally because before they were very limited, but they've been upgraded now. And there's also a new ore and a couple other things. Wasn't as big as an update. This is quite a general one. One thing that finally was added in this version was NEI. NEI recipe things for these machines. Decay Hastener, you can see, has all the recipes in there, and also the isotope separator has all the recipes in there now as well. So yeah, there we go. It's pretty much everything. These slots are added a bit later. We'll have a look at them at some point. They're upgrades to the machines, so you can look forward to that. So thank you for watching, and be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it. And don't be afraid to post suggestions and comments, because I really like having suggestions and talking about what to add to this mod. So yeah, see you all next time.